Skylarking Ilios, sailing the seas where the warm sun drives. Feel the breeze in the tropics we roam. Skylarking Ilios, the oceans are home. Hoist the sails to the reggae beat. Skylarking Ilios, life so sweet. Life is a blessing, grateful every day.
In the last few episodes, Marijn was sailing solo, bringing our previous boat Dynamite from Indonesia to Langkawi and Malaysia, in the hope to sell her there. Now, after 3 months apart, we're finally back together in Trinidad and have time to work together on our new boat, Ilios.
Very good day today, because I show you who is back. Woo! Whole family back on the boat.
And a whole family it is, because before Marijn came back, there was something I needed to tell him. So I was walking past this dead-end street, and for some reason I thought, well, let's take a little look in here and let Hills have a little sniff here. And then from this old fridge all of a sudden appeared 3 tiny puppies, probably around 5 weeks old, and they just started following me and Hills. Hills really didn't like it, he started to run away from them. But yeah, they kept following us and didn't see any mother around, also not later when I went back to look for a dog. So yeah, wasn't really any other option than take them in.
Even lekker te kijken.
For one of the puppies, I found a home already after 2 weeks, so Marijn only saw Riley for a day or so. But the other 2 puppies stayed with us for quite another few weeks. So we got to know them a bit, but in the end, luckily, we found homes for all of them.
So what are we making?
Een grommer.
A grommer.
Een grommer. We're making a grommer.
And it's a cozy working day at TTC because everywhere people are doing something.
Kangaroo. Slight change of weather. First sample. Sanne is doing her last trim.
After these 2 first successful practice grommets, we went back to the boat, had a little playtime, and then continued with the real stuff, because the actual reason we want to make some grommets is because we need to replace the hydraulic cylinders that used to be in the backstays. So yeah, now they are a bit too short, make some nice grommets, put it back together, and that should enable us to have a nice and strong backstay again.
That's what we do on a rainy day, Estella. On a rainy day. We play inside. Yeah? Good girl. Good girl. What's that? What's that? Look at him. Yeah. Part 2. Now it's time for the real thing.
Lights flashing, shadows dance, feel heat crash, midnight's calling, take my hand, who's there with sky, feet on fire, hearts in sync, rhythm
So today I'm installing the new GPS and AIS, and it's even a depth sounder, so it's a Chinese all-in-one system. So this GPS was still on board, but because the change in allocation of satellite, the numbers that like satellites are point to this kind of GPSs, all of them stop working this type after a certain year. So even though it's still working, like the date is wrong, so we have to replace it. And there was no AIS at all, and the depth sounder is broken. So it seemed like a good idea to buy something that has all those things in one. So let's replace it and see if we can get some navigational equipment working in this boat. So this might not seem much, but this cable is the cable coming from the sensor of the depth sounder, which is in the front. And I just had to pull it through some pipes, some PVC pipes that run through the side of the boat. And yeah, like I said, it doesn't seem like much, but this is like hours of work, guys. So I'm really happy. So I just rigged like temporary antenna for now. That's not connected to the VHF antenna, but just directly through the splitter. And yeah, let's see if it works. Just need to connect the GPS antenna and then I'm gonna start it up. Well, at least something is happening. Oh yeah. Seeing some boats popping up on the AIS already. Okay, we're up in the mast again. It's a real nice and calm day today. And the goal of today is to change this system where kind of a makeshift antenna was built and bring it back to like a nice actual VHF antenna. So I think I'm gonna get rid of the junction box and try to connect a new VHF fitting on the end of this coax cable. Yeah, so I hope it will work out. I set up a nice little working station here with a seat on the back with my tools. So yeah, hopefully it will work out. Short circuits. That is cool. So you can just continue to solder it. Right now I just hope I won't drip any solder on myself. It's a bit sketchy on this setup. Alright, thank you Willem for this nice machine. Yeah. So like this. That's going a bit easier. That is nice. After all that work, it was time for some fun.
Yeah. Hallo! So, Marijn's birthday was last month. And I bought him tickets to concert of Prodigy.
Yay.
So, yeah, we finally back together after almost 3 months apart. And now On our way to a nice concert, hopefully. Just around the corner. We can just walk. Heb je er zin in?
Zeker.
Mooi.
Check it out.
Good morning, it's almost 6 in the morning and my friend Graham is taking me and Hills up to the mountains. Doe maar Hills. Quite steep part of the hike here. It's slippery. Lots of little fishes living in this pool here. Wonder what happens if they grow up. They like flush down with the river and become saltwater fish, or if they spend their whole lives up here in the fresh water. I don't know. Really, really beautiful in here. Trinidad jungle. So the path seems to end a bit where we got now, but it's really, really beautiful. Beautiful little river. And well, probably if you really want, you can go further up. But it's starting to look more like climbing than walking the farther we get up. So we decided for now just to take a little break here and probably head back down. Really, really nice. So we're back down the hill. That's a real nice hike. Thanks, Graham.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Okay, that was it for this episode. Next time we go sailing again. Looking forward to that. So see you then.
To taste the salt beneath the sky, and winds that whisper through the night breathe life into her canvas white. A sailboat's heart once bound in chains now dances free where ocean reigns.